G'day everyone to another Hey Baby YouTube video, and today we're going to be reviewing a subscriber's account here where his name is Spartan. So he's one of my subscribers here. He's a pretty good fellow, likes to chat, and he wants me to give some advice on his account and just go over it in general and have a look at his stats and everything like that. And before we get started, I would ask everyone to like and subscribe. It does help out the channel. So let's get straight into it. So as you can see here, he's at pretty much 9.9 billion kill points, very close to 10 billion. He holds king here in 3178. Looks like a D seed, however, I believe it has a lot of kill points, yeah. So it has 184 billion kill points with 5.7 billion power. So pretty good comparison there. So I think possibly even a C seed. But overall, it seems like a pretty powerful kingdom. So we can start in city skins. It'll let me click it. There we go. So he has archer attack 15%, which is an oldish archer zenith skin, but it does the job. And then he has the KVK one here, and the 30-day infantry, because why not? And no kingdom select, but pretty decent skins there for what his marches are, which we'll show shortly. His account is 2,500 days old. VIP 18. He's slowly working his way towards 19, but still 600k gems away there. And look at his autark. So that's a really strong autark there. Decent-ish tanking. Only 30 million difference there, so it's good. And 4.4 million units lost, which is quite a lot considering his current power here. His S tier accepting troops. His highest power was 121 million, which is probably after that zenith. So pretty decent there. 301,000 victories to 3,300 defeats. Almost 40 million deads. All the good things over there. And so let's go through his gear here. So we'll start with his worst march, which is an inf. So he runs 2 inf, 2 archers, and 1 cav, I believe. So pretty solid there. This does do the job for now, but ideally it will get leveled or change and swap to a legendary one. Pretty base level armaments, but overall, it does the job for the seed that he's in. This is his second archer. A few tier 2s, which is pretty good. He has 1 leadership here, which I'm a bit confused about, but yeah, so he has leadership boots, which he can chuck on here if he needs to, but a really solid, ring horn, can't go wrong with that. And quite a few inscriptions here. War Flames is really good, Watchman is pretty good, and Battle is good. Good rage generator, and obviously Hunter is really good. Have a look at his pity later. I'm his second inf. A little bit stronger as it has the KVK stuff, and a level 4 boots crit. The same story with the Karak's humility. It does the job, but ideally you would have the Eternal Knight, I think it was. And this is really decent here. We got 3 rares and then 1 common here, which is pretty good there. Really good rolls as well. And this is his only cav. So KVK stuff here, and then the 2-piece for extra health and the crit T2 pants, which is really solid. And then he has good armaments here. He has the Thrasher from winning, a rare here, and he has 1 pity there. And this is his insane march, where he's got T5, pretty much everything except the gloves, which he'll probably don't really need because it just debuffs their march speed, which is pretty useless. So this is an insane set. Probably for QSH, I would move this to Zuge in the field, because I know the T5 and everything is a good buff, but the horn just does nothing. And put the pendant on there instead, which you probably do since you have that crafted. And this is where it gets even crazier. He has a double inscription here on his armaments, so really good rolls there. This is somehow he got a double inscription on this, which is just wild. And he has really good stats there. Unstoppable is pretty decent mid rolls there, but it does the job. And 1.8 all damage, 3.4% attack, and 2.2% defense. So that's really good there. Probably one of the better ones I've seen. And it looks like he's working towards his wish list to get another balanced, which is this one here. I would probably recommend that, Spartan, you change this, because you can get this slot here from the merchant shop, which I'll show you here. So as you probably know, you can get the inscriptions from here. So this is a waste if you get it for balanced, because it's even rarer to get these two here. And so you can swap this to Cav, or, you know, do whatever you want. But I would swap this to Unstoppable or Intrepid, depending on what you want on either your second Archer March, or if you want to swap it around. So that's what I would do for your pity here. And obviously keep opening for Wedge until you receive the pity. And I believe he wanted advice if to go for a 6th March, and if so, what March, and like if you want to go Siege or etc. like that. So before, from seeing your gear here, before going for your 6th March, I like to complete your marches so they can do as much damage individually as possible. So what I would do, you know, dismantle these when you get the chance, and forge. Probably the best option is, yeah, the Eternal Knight here. That's a really solid choice, and you know, you can easily crit it here and level it up real easy. So that's what I would do first, is finish this. And he told me that he doesn't want to level anything up. He wants a 6th March. And what some people like to do, and what I like to do on my second account, is to run a 2-2-2 formation. So you have 2 Inf, 2 Arch, and 2 Cav. And this is really easy to do. You can run, you know, you can get Attila from the MGE if you wanted to. So we can see what your cavalry commanders are here. So your Attila isn't too far away, but you can also run Huo Nevsky if you need to. But yeah, so what I would do, I would personally would probably make a 2nd Cav or a leadership set, so you can run on anything. And I would run like Arthur Philip, and then GG Achilles or Attila Achilles, so you can run 2 Cavs like that. Or if you run a leadership set, you can invest in Siege. However, personally, I'm not a fan of going for Siege, especially for where your account is at the moment, because the kingdoms that you'll be fighting isn't best suited for fighting with Siege. So they'll mainly let the Siege tank, they'll retreat, and there simply isn't enough ball fights, really, and big enough ball fights for the Siege to get enough kills. And so especially if you're spending in tech, you get so many more kill points, and it is more efficient just to run a normal field march, even if it's Huo. So, oh, this is another skill damage set, which is really solid here. So my recommendation is to make a 2nd Cav, and you can run Attila Achilles and Arthur Philip, or you can do Arthur Achilles or Arthur Hector. There's many options. Like you can run Arthur Hector, Achilles GG, or what. But because you only have 200 heads or 235 heads, I would work Attila in the MGE, so you can run Attila Achilles because you'll max this guy before KVK, and then Arthur Philip, because Arthur Philip may only trade slightly, maybe a little bit positive, but Arthur's buffs to the rest of your marches are just insanely good value. And also, you already have a really good set here, and you can swap this over to Delta, and you'll already have a 2nd Delta set ready to go. So you don't have to bother about setting up a whole nother set of armaments like for Siege here. You probably don't even have any. Yeah, so like you don't have to worry about making a whole nother Siege set or anything like that, because you already have it. But the only issue is, yeah, oh, you got plenty of them, so you don't even have to worry. So you can use these to make a 2nd Delta. However, you told me you were waiting for the 2nd skill damage. So that is smart. So what I would do is wait till KVK, and if you have made your 2nd Cav ready, I would swap the skill damage over to Delta, because Delta's in a really solid spot at the moment. And then that KVK, you'll probably get a few more to swap this over eventually, because I think it's still a few months away anyways, the new skill damage formation. So yeah, so overall, to conclude, the 6th March, I would recommend Cav or leadership if you're dead set on Siege. but Siege probably isn't ideal for C or D seed KVKs. But overall, your account's amazing, especially your Archer. Your Archer set's insane. Almost 200 billion kill points in a C or D seed kingdom, which is really, really good there. So, overall, really good spot. And if you have any other questions, feel free to ask me. Oh, and also for armaments, make sure you keep opening for skill damage once you want to open them, as you probably already know. So, thank you guys for watching. And if you guys had any questions or want me to review your account, shoot me a message, like a comment or on Discord or in game even, and I'll reply to you when I can. So, appreciate you guys, and like and subscribe.